100 gifts. Most of them are frozen assets. Because too many of us are running around talking about how unimportant we are to the kingdom. We have to learn how to operate in our gifts with humility and celebrate the gifts of others so that the body of Christ may be built up until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of God and become mature. We are to be gentle or meek. Meekness is not weakness. It is the opposite of self-assertion, rudeness, and harshness. To be meek is to have one's emotions always under control. Meekness is gentleness with strength. It suggests a horse or a colt who's been broken. You have power, but you know how to keep it under control for the good of the body. It's also the mean between two extremes. It's the mean between being mad or angry all the time and never being angry. One who is controlled by God is angry at the right time and never angry at the wrong. Moses was an humble and gentle man, yet he got angry when Israel sinned against God. Christ was gentle and humble in heart, and yet he was angry with those who tried to turn his father's house into a den of thieves and robbers. Martin Luther King was a gentle man, but he got angry over the injustice of treating people as second-class citizens and denying any person the dignity and the worth that they deserve. Sometimes we waste anger. No, let me talk about myself. I know I waste anger. I get mad about the wrong things with the wrong people. We are so easily offended over insults and slights that we receive while saying nothing about the killing of innocent people in Darfur, the senseless and endless war in Iraq, the fact that millions of people are dying every day because they do not have food, that they are being wiped out by AIDS, and here you are mad because I didn't speak to you when people are literally dying. The next time somebody offends you, you need to ask, is this important enough for me to be angry about? Will my reaction hurt my relationship with my brother or my sister? We ought to be patient. Patient, which means that we ought to be long-suffering. Patience is that spirit that never gives up, keeps on loving, keeps on believing, keeps on hoping for the best in another even when they don't want it for themselves. Patience is the self-restraint which does not hastily retaliate against wrong. It takes love to be patient or long-suffering. Love is patient. We are to bear with one another in love. We are called to love one another even as God has loved us. How many chances has God given you? How patient God is with us as he watches us work at this thing called unity. When are they going to get it right? It's not complicated. One Lord, one faith, one baptism. Finally, Paul says we ought to make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit. I keep telling you, we don't have to manufacture, we don't have to make it, we just have to keep it. We have to guard it. We have to promote it at every opportunity given. We are to make every effort through the bond of peace, which means that we are to be peacemakers. R. Kent Hughes says that peacemakers are characterized by honesty. It is the prophet Ezekiel who warned against those who acted as if everything was all right when it really wasn't, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. Such persons, says Ezekiel in 13, 10, and 11, are merely plastering over cracked walls. And when the rains come, the walls fall. Jeremiah said the same thing in 6:14. They dress the wounds of my people as though it were not serious. Peace, peace, they say, but there is no peace. Peacemakers are painfully honest about the lack of peace in the world, in society, and in their personal relationship. She admits when she's at odds with others. He does not pretend that everything is all right. He's willing to say what he needs to say, speaking the truth in love. All of us, though, like to put putty on cracks. Even in our most intimate relationship, we pretend that things are what they are not. Yes, I live in a loving family, but you have a Cold War going on in your home. You haven't spoken to each other decently. Yes, we're all together as the World Convention, but we don't have honest dialogue. No, you see, as Christians, we've learned how to practice pretense.